Bright Fashion Academy YouTube channel for another interesting tutorial. So in today's tutorial I'll be showing you how to make this corset with yoke and with cage art sleeves. Okay, so I have my shoulder line, this is my chest, this is the bust point, on the bust point, and my waistline. So to begin this tutorial, if you are new to this channel, please kindly subscribe, turn on your notification bell to receive videos like this every day. Like this video, share to family and friends, drop your comment on the comment section and your suggestions as well. So now I want to start off the making of this dress. But then I want to also let you know that we have a detailed video on how to make the basic bodice on this channel. So you can check on our channel to see how this basic bodice front is made. So we are drafting on only the front bodice just to demonstrate to you how to go about this dress. So this is my natural neckline, which I got with my bust divided by 12. I imputed bust divided by 12 on the width and on the depth. So now this is what I have on my shoulder seam line. I'm going to divide it, get the midpoint. So that is step 1. Get the midpoint, connect to the bust point. Step 2, measure your bust to under bust circumference. Whatever you have from bust to under bust becomes your bust radius. So this bust radius, I'm just taking it all around, as you can see. So this is where my bust is going to sit, right on this dress. So now the next thing we want to do is to start creating the neckline for this dress. So the neckline for this dress, I'm maintaining my depth, but I'm going to increase my width. So the width of my neckline, I'm increasing it by 0.75 at that point. So at that 0.75, I'll just quickly connect my ruler this way. So I can just do this, just make a straight line from there, and then make a straight line from here, from that 0.5. So I'll be able to get the neckline accordingly. So I'll just place my pattern ruler right there for the neckline. So neckline is also by your choice. So from that neckline, I'm going to connect it to the directly to the under bust to create the yoke. Okay, I will first of all, don't worry, I'm going to make before we talk about creating our yoke, we need to create the neckline right here, okay, for the corset. So let me measure my bust radius from bust point. This is it. I'll just add 0.75 to it because I don't want it to be too much exposed. So this line that I marked from the neckline to this, I will still maintain it, but then I'm going to flip my ruler this way to meet that line on the chest line, as you can see, and I'll also place my ruler this way to meet the line on the armhole line. So this is how I'm going to work with this. So I'm taking off this line. Okay, everything I have right from here remains my yoke line. So next is to contour the over bust, and to do that I'll place my pattern ruler here and my tape rule here. Take 0.75, 0.75. So like I always say, 0.75 over bust contour line works perfectly for everybody, even a plus size. Okay, so this is it, and I'm going to contour my under bust. So to contour my under bust from the center front line, I'm going to take my under bust divide by 4. I'll mark. So whatever I have left, I'm going to put 0.25 here, and the rest of it here. That is my under bust contouring. So I place my ruler. Okay, but we are making a corset. So since we are making corset, whatever I have here, I'm going to divide it by 2. So if I share it by 2, here I have 0.75, and from here I have 0.75. So I'm sharing it equally when making a corset. So I'll go ahead and I'll go ahead this way. Okay, so I'm going to stop my drafting right at this point right now. Okay, so we'll pick up our corset and then we'll take off this part of the pattern. That is the corset cut. So on this line from the bust point, I'm going to measure this bust radius difference I measured all around, and I'm going to add 0.5 to it because the bust is fuller at this point. So once I do that, I'll just connect my ruler. Okay, so I allow my ruler to touch here and touch that line and go back. So if you notice, it meets this line. Most of the times when you have your corset drawn, you see it meeting up with this line. Okay, so then here I'll just position my ruler as if I'm going into the real corsets that we have. We usually use 0.5. If I'm making corset to the center front, I will have 0.5 and draw my straight line. So I'll just go into that 0.5 and do what? Mark out this line. But this line, I'm going to stop it at this point. Can you see? So that means the corset I'm going to cut out now, I'm cutting out through the illusion line. I believe this is understandable. So I will cut out my cup. This is C1, this is C2. I'll cut out my illusion. I'll cut this on a straight line. We'll continue the corset drafting right here. Okay, so I will go ahead to cut. So I'm cutting right now. So I just go ahead and cut into the shoulder. I'll cut into the shoulder seam line. Then I'll cut this neckline we created. Then I'll go ahead and do this. Okay, so I'll close my bust that. So before I do that, I want to cut out my cup, but I need to go in here. I wanted to actually use another method for this. Okay, so okay, all right, but let me just use the other method. I want to cut out this cup. That's what I want to do now. Then and extend my basque, but I need to close up my bust dart as well. So let me just cut out and close up the bust dart. Okay, so to close up the bust dart, I'll just make a straight line right here. Later I will put it together. So this is it. I'm going to apply my adhesive. So this particular corset we are making, I can also decide to make only the corset cup and go to my dress form and lay the yoke. Okay, but for the sake of some of us that don't have a dress form, I'll just show you the simplest way to go about it. So I'll just extend my cup. So now I can cut out my corset cup. So I'm cutting this corset cup. Okay, so that is it. Then I'll go ahead this way. I will save this. Then I'll go in here and cut into the illusion. Okay. So the illusion stopped at the under bust. Can you see that? So I separate the illusion, and then I will now go over here. I'll go over here and do what? And cut out this. Okay, so I've cut out this, so this comes back to this. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so this comes back to this, as you can see right here. So it comes come back to this. Then later I'll tell you how we are going to go about it. All right, so let me separate the cup now. So this is the cup you are going to work with for your corset and illusion. So now we want to start creating the basque for this dress. So note that we have this our bustier at this point. So what I usually do is to make a straight line from here, straight. But let me just join my the pepper. Okay, or you can still do this. I'll just draw my line from that point. I'll have a straight line there. I'll have a straight line here. So that straight line is a continuation of the darts for the corset. So I'll simply throw them away. I'll simply throw them away. Then bring this together to accommodate our corsets. So I'll just come in and place the corset. So I want to make a my corset basque. So for my corset basque, I'll come up from this edge of the paper by 4 inches. So once I come up by the edge of the paper by 4 inches, this is it. I'll just draw a straight line. So this straight line, I'm going to align it with this line, which is the waist line, putting them together. So I'll just come in right now with my adhesive. Okay, so you can still use your steel tape to do what I'm doing right here. So I'll just come to the center front. I'll lay, and for this I'll bring it closer as well, still on that line. Okay, so once that is done, next is to connect from that 4 inches. 4 inches I marked is from here to here, which is the waistline. So from here to here is 4 inches, and that is where I want to make my sharp basque. So I just bring the basque to this point. Okay, so if you need a low waist basque for this class, we have a detailed corset video class. You can join us on Telegram to learn how to make a low waist basque. So from this center line, I was supposed to measure my actual waistline. Okay, sorry about this line. So my waist is 36 divided by 4 is 9. So because we extended our dart, definitely there will be a shift. So this is the shift, and I'm adding it back so I don't have shortage. So that means my bags will now come this way from that point to this point, as you can see. So we no longer work with this. All right, so I'm just going to cut out the bodice pattern. Okay. All right, so I'm cutting the bodice pattern, as you can see. I'm cutting into the space where we are going to sew our corset cup. All right, beautiful people, so you can see that is it. We are done with this dress. So next you are going to do is to sew in your corset. So like I said, the other method of achieving this style, okay, exactly the way it is using the dress form. So once you have sewn this and this, okay, this is going to be on fold. Once you have sewn it, sorry, this is going to be cut 2 times, okay, because we have a yoke. But from here to here will be on fold. From the bust point will be on fold, okay, will be on fold, I'm correct. Then while here, okay, you just add your seam allowance and make a double of it. So once you have sewn this and open it up, you can go to your dress form and place it and then lay your lace, okay, because the one what I'm seeing on the thumbnail there was laid on the dress form. Okay, so you will notice on the dress on the thumbnail there's no space for sewing your yoke, but you can still use this method because this is the easiest method you can use for this dress for now. Sew in your yoke and then embellish, cover the spaces with your lace patches. It will still look as if you laid it on a dress form. So you can now use your lace patches to cover all of these spaces, okay. You can also embellish that way. So that is how to go about this particular dress, and I believe you learned a lot from this class as well. So the next I want to do is to show you how to make the sleeves. So the sleeves is a cage art sleeve. So this particular sleeve right now, I'll just go ahead and make a straight line for it. So this straight line I'm making for this sleeve, I'm going to mark out my round armhole, okay, my round armhole measurement here. So if this is my round armhole measurement from here to here, let me say if my round armhole measurement is 18, that is taking your armhole measurement divided by 18. I'm going to take off 4 inches, okay, because I don't want it to get to the armhole. So if I take off 4 inches from 18, I'll be having 14 inches. So I'll be measuring from here to here, or let me take off 6 inches, so I have 12 inches, okay. So just take off from your round armhole 6 inches. So this is it, 12 inches, and the midpoint, this is it. So at the midpoint, I'm going to go up to make an extension of how long I want my cage art sleeve to be. So I'll just use 5 inches for my cage art sleeve, and from that 5 inches I'll just put, this is what I will do. Let me just do this, okay. So the 5 inches is actually looking too long. Let me use 4 inches. It's looking, or 4.5. So I'll just put this arc, okay. So you can see my arc, I'll just put it only on one side. So once I've done that, I'll just come here at the center of the line. So I'm going to cut this single arc I made right now. So you can make your arc to fit any shape you wish for your cage art. So after making this dress, this is it. You are done sewing everything. This is it. So next you will do is to come over to this sleeve. You will mark this out, make a notch to it after you have done sewing it. So the sewing of this sleeve is a special kind of, that's why it's called a cage art. You need a lot of things right here to sew this sleeve, okay. So if you want to know how to make a cage art, sleeves, peplon and whatever, we have a detailed video on Telegram on how to make any kind of cage art. So here I'll just fix my sleeve here, okay. So you can see it did not get to the armhole. So if you fix this sleeve, it will just get from this point to this point, as you can see, okay. So that is how this dress is made. So thank you very much for coming to this class, and I believe the illustration is well explained. So if you are new to this channel, please kindly subscribe, turn on your notification bell to receive videos like this every day. Like this video, share to family and friends, drop your comment on the comment section and your suggestions as well. Thank you for coming, and see you in the next class. Bye.